This call is being recorded.
Okay, did you perchance watch the Scorpio season webinar?
From last night?
No, the actual monthly peace report.
No, I didn't watch it yet.
All right, cool. I'm going to include that in when I send you the reading. I'll include the PowerPoint with the link to it. Just for the inconvenience of having to reschedule.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate it.
no problem. And I'm glad you're able to call in. So let us get this show on the road. Please do not hesitate to interrupt if you have any questions whatsoever.
Awesome.
All right, so we know you got the natal birth chart, and we know you were born on 1977 at 1:58 a.m. October 19th. So with that being said, bam, 77 is a really good year because this is when Saturn was coming out of Leo. Can you hear me well?
And it's kind of quiet, but I can hear you.
Okay, let me put on my other microphone. But yeah, actually, this is amazing. Your chart is amazing. Let me say,
Thank you.
let me say it one more time. Your chart is freaking amazing. It's super awesome. Um, I didn't even know like us. You are among the illustrious souls that are here to do amazing work, especially in the sixth. So you, like me, and many third decade Capricorns have stepped into awakening with Pluto. Our souls are literally awakening. And now that Pluto's direct and we're in Scorpio season, we're gonna like feel this so much more. But the coolest thing I love about your chart right off the bat is you are a gangster. You have Saturnian instrument alien essence. And I'm going to share this link when I share you the reading. You're going to get an email from WeTransfer, and that'll be on there. So you have
Is that
Saturn.
why?
What was that?
Is that why I never felt? I feel alien. I don't understand this place at all.
Oh yeah, that's a part of it. But you have one of the more powerful alien constructs. You also have Pluto in the same sign as your sun. So you're a Saturn instrument alien, and you're also a Pluto power alien. These are one of the most powerful ones. Saturn instrument alien, especially in Leo, you can construct beneficial role models for leaders, authority, and men. You can identify others' paths. You can fight literal intergalactic wars, confront the dark side, and win. You're a gangster. And then you have the Pluto power alien, which can destroy that which isn't built on truth, understand the true nature of death, sex, and rebirth. And you can also perform psychic surgery, heal utilizing sex, magnets, or lasers. Can you believe that? Perform an exorcism, amongst other things, which you'll see when you read the article. This is one of my most favorites because it's so powerful, especially in Libra. So having both of these, and then as a moon in Cap, Jupiter is opposite your moon. That is not entirely with the Mars. It's not entirely an alien construct, but we see it squares your sun, so your soul's a part of it. So, and the ruler of your sixth house where your moon is on your rising. So you are an instrument of karma. And as a Leo rising, you are the solar queen, or Queen Erica. And as Queen Erica, you carry the vibration of the incredible artist, where your soul holds the integrity of balance. And so this makes you one of the greatest artists of all time, or cosmic agent, or as some people like to say, love goddess. And once again, this is so very amazing because with this nature, once again, of power here, this puts you in a position to realistically step into oops, this realistically puts you in a position to step into full on transformation and awakening. But it's even cooler because you also have destiny in Libra. So you're the captain of your North Node group. And it really speaks to you being a leader relative to how other people in your destiny group or born in that year will be able to, through you, be sponsored the way forward. For example, Soldier Boy is the vice captain of our destiny group. And then the weekend Starboy is the captain of our destiny group. So because our North Node's in Aquarius, we look towards the Aquarians to show us what it's supposed to look like, right? And that's what people in 77 will look at for you, which is very important. You're one of the most powerful Libras I have ever read a chart for. And that's not accurate to say because you're not a Libra, right? You're Queen Erica. But even though you've progressed past there, this archetype is one of the most powerful Libra born charts I've ever seen. And Libra is like the second most powerful sign. So it's saying a lot. Not only are you a karmic lord or a karmic lady, but you are an awakener of character. In the third house here, you're extending the intensity. And that's what, Kanye was born in 77. And I admire that year because Saturn in Leo puts
Shut
this
up.
oh my gosh, no, for real, it's a very awesome year because y'all have this very great integrity of heart. And so you actually, unlike most other people who were born with this, being born in 77 makes you a literal instrument of Saturn. It's a fancy way of saying that if people cross you, they will suffer penalties. And you got Pluto on your sun. So like it's just not the right thing to piss you off. Like seriously. I just hate to say that like it's petty because it's far from that. You are literally as an instrument of karma, the upholder of integrity of the heart. You're the definition of what having integrity of heart means because you are a judge of the heart. And so you're able to judge how authentic people's heartfelt, courageous actions are, or the quality of their courage and heart. And so, that being said,
So my bullshit meter isn't wrong.
oh no, not at all. You're definitely very hard to lie to. I would say, like most other aliens, or most other people with these constructs, the only way people will lie to you is because you knew they were lying, but you didn't want to believe yourself. You didn't want to believe someone was that dumb to lie to your face. Um, and it be like that. It really be like that because sometimes people could just be so open with lying. It's like, no, there's no way. But it's still important because, or deceptive. It's still very important because, um, as an instrument of Saturn, Saturn flows through your heart, which is important because now, as a Capricorn moon, your soul is receptive to the collective, but it's also receptive to the behavior around you and your own behavior. And this now subconsciously guides how you take action and mold the extreme attitude. And so we're going to talk about the square between your sun and moon. You have an extreme social attitude. And I think it's fair to say you don't play. Many people will never know about you that you're actually the reason why, let's say, the flow of social phenomena events actually flows the way it does. If you take into account the many social interactions that are had, you're constantly awakening people to unconscious facets of their character that they're in a position to actually, establish. And it makes perfect sense why you had issues coming on here. The Mercury shadow is going all through your energy. So I noticed with the square to Pluto, Libras have been getting it. And as a cat moon, like you feel it direct.
Well, I got blocked
That's
from
wild.
going live on Instagram this morning too, and
Wow.
I'm back in Instagram jail again.
Which is just so ironic because I think that's a lot also to do with the Pluto square, which you're going through an exact Pluto square, which is not pretty. It's very difficult, but it is the last time you'll ever go through this, and you're breaking through considerably. So this is now taking the extreme social attitude you have,
What
and
does
it's
that mean exactly? Like, what
extreme
do I
social.
need to know about? Well, what do I need to know about how can I counteract, because I am kind of struggling right now a little bit, like just with breaking out of the old patterns of, like, I can see where it's not what I
That's the
can
best thing
see
you just told me right now.
what.
Trust me, I needed to hear that because that was really what I was just about to tell you. So, but for you to say that, I needed to know that because that lets us know that you're literally right on the verge of doing exactly that. Because everything you just, and a lot of this ties into Mars T squaring and the 12th. I'm not gonna lie, Mars in the 12th is always a question mark to me, especially in Cancer, because there's the textbook version where it's like your actions are hidden, and in its fall in Cancer, which is cool because you have Jupiter in its exaltation. So this actually makes Mars like super juiced up. But this speaks of more an unconventional hidden aspect of how you use your own psychic power to take action based on how you feel. And it could be very misunderstood, this Mars, because the way you take action will be based on hidden psychic feelings and understanding that you pick up on other people. You're going to just feel that this person doesn't want to talk to you, and then you're going to leave, and then you're like, where are you going? And you're not going to say, well, you don't feel like talking, because they'll probably gaslight you and be like, well, no, I do. But you can feel it in the body language. That was a horrible example, I think. I hope it resonated, but the reason why
No,
this. Okay,
yeah,
so
you're
I'm
right.
glad I'm glad that resonates. It's just it's way deeper than that. Like, this is textbook supernatural. So that is going to be personal to you, and that's why it's hard for me to say. But so I want you to know that actually, as it's the 12th house and a point of sabotage, um your Mars is a superpower until you overcome its weakness, which could be in the 12th house, um getting lost in your feelings and not aligning the integrity of your heart, because now in the 12th you have to release this. So now you overcoming these patterns is legitimately Pluto direct, that's going to go square your sun. And then, because I'm using an equal sign system, your sixth house is 25 degrees. It's going to go over your sixth house, and that square is literally the process when it goes to 26 opposite your Mars and square your Mercury, of forever overcoming these patterns, awakening the greatness of your lifestyle and routine that you did last year with Jupiter and Saturn, and now breaking through fully into integrating your extreme social attitude with your lifestyle and routine, which Pluto is now making extreme in this collective behavior as you're awakening deeper to your soul. And a lot of this is veering you towards more the Capricorn side of your inner self, and you're bridging that spiritual social Libra side to further anchor down into taking the ideas and your attitude towards social interaction and aligning them in your behavioral patterns so that you can consistently live this through in service to the collective. It's a fancy way of saying you're fully pimping out your lifestyle and like completely awakening out of what has inhibited you. But we have to respect that a lot of these patterns are influenced by other people and outside influences that may indirectly distract you or take you away from what you're doing. And this is what's being addressed. By the way,
Yeah.
please, once again, feel free to interrupt if you have any questions whatsoever. It's not a problem.
No, it's okay. I get I just want to listen because I've been really anxious to have this reading with you for a while. So
Cool,
thank
no
you.
problem. All right. So, with that being said, we know that following that up, following that up, um, we do have Uranus in Scorpio. And Uranus in Scorpio is going to represent the unconventional claircognizant wisdom that in relation to Scorpio that you do have here in your second house or your fourth house, this is but falls in the third, it's going to influence the purity of this social attitude. And if we speak of the social attitude, when it comes to your social interactions, Pluto makes you very extremely aware of unconscious attitudes and behaviors in who you're talking to. And this is where Mars square will key you into not even wanting to deal with certain people. Of course, the Libra is going to be like, well, that doesn't make any logical sense. So I'm going to do it anyway. But you want to always believe in the Mars because that's really just more your psychic senses saving you time from people who want to waste it. But it's
I
interesting
do
to
need to trust my psychic side more.
yeah, but it's not as easy as that because in the 12th house, you're not always going to be conscious as to why you even feel it. And I'm going to be honest, Cancer is irrational. So sometimes it's going to be so nonlinear. Like it's not always going to make sense. Like honestly, Mars can just be like, ew, I don't like that he's wearing an ice cream shirt. And Libra's going to be like, look, that doesn't make sense. But then you talk to him and you realize he's an utter asshole. You're wasting your time. It's like, okay, the ice cream shirt doesn't make logical sense, but the Mars is right. Like you didn't have to talk to it. So, I guess it can bring nonlinear reasoning, but learning how to balance because sometimes the Cap Moon will be right, and the Cap Moon will know how to put the Mars in check. So, in understanding how to believe in your Mars feelings, you have to balance it with your Cap Moon discernment, and if they balance, then you can go forward with it. That's the best way I can say it personally. But your destiny is to manifest this awakening of classic action within people's characters. You're destined to awaken more the classical nature of people's characters, especially with Venus. This is like fashion makeover energy. It's like you're the leader of that show where it's like, hey, you look like trash and we're gonna make you look amazing. And you're not like being mean or anything. Like you're uplifting people the whole time and you're just kind of making them aware of maybe how they may not be the most conscious of how they express themselves. It's just with Pluto, people may react very extremely to you and people may be very intimidated of you because of the Saturn rising and because you have integrity of character. Like you're definitely someone who's super strong once again at the heart. And so to see this perfect sextile extends that extremeness from this very intense power with Saturn.
Yeah.
So, Uranus here is going to really make for the unconventional psychoanalysis that draws on this Cancer emotion and has you just claircognizantly know things psychologically about how people communicate and because it's attached to the fourth, who they are within. And so I see Chiron opposite is an unconventional healing aspect that I notice with this physically, you'll just know exactly where to touch someone in order to heal grounded energy. This is actually a latent, powerful healing aspect that as the North Node will go into Taurus, will align healing with your career. Even if you do it indirectly, it doesn't have to be like you become a formal healer. It's just whether you're a bank teller, a teacher, everything you're going to do is going to be naturally healing. It'll trigger them, but it will heal them. And so this is where it's not as triggering as Gemini, it's a lot more grounded. And we also know you have Neptune in Sagittarius, which sponsors near the fifth house a creative aspect of clairvoyant visions. It's just with the intelligence of Libra, you may not always experience this as visions. A Libra thinks so fast that this could be flash insights and thoughts even though they're like quick visions that happen so fast, you register them as like a thought. And with the sextile to Pluto, this now extremely extends your social attitude you're manifesting into the deeper understanding of the meaning of those social interactions. So it will give you hidden meaning to putting on spiritual goggles. You're talking to someone and they're telling you, wow, like my stomach hurts, but I didn't eat unhealthily, and then you put your spiritual goggles on and you see a literal cursed spirit draining the energy from that person's stomach. It's like you're seeing the spiritual realm reason for what's happening physically. That was a very extreme example, but that's a way that you at will can tap into this Neptune with the South Node that's actually unlocked this Neptune post Saturn return, which is amazing. And then you have Jupiter in Cancer, which is the richness of the juice and the emotions that you transcend in its connection to the 12th and offer in the 11th, which will attract very abundant friends. Even if you feel your social circle is tight or, more so enlightened with Gemini, Jupiter is going to really speak to what abundance you bring to the community and how you expand this emotions relative to your ability with Chiron, or rather with the moon, to complete those hidden emotions or complete your grounded feelings with this completion of individual emotions that complete the spirituality of the lifestyle you feel intuitively guided to set in place. My question for you is, with the trine to Chiron, do you have that body empathy where like you can feel people's physical pain?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And I've always, the thing of what you said about the touch, I I used to give my mom massages. She had asthma for most of my life, and part of why I'm actually so vocal is because she was almost put on a ventilator by a misdiagnosis from a doctor, and I almost lost her 12 years before I
Wow.
actually did. And
That's
then they just continued to give her more and more drugs, and they never helped her, and I almost had her off of the drugs, but the the healer that taught me how to work with herbs and energy um always kept it. He wanted to keep a low profile, so to honor him, I don't really, I don't announce who he is, because he was very private, and it was always taught to me that what he was teaching us wasn't to be shown publicly. So I'm
wow.
always seeing these people who are like doing all this stuff on the internet, and I'm like, you're not supposed to broadcast that. Like,
Thank you for
and
saying that, because that's how you know it's real too. That's amazing. And I hate to interrupt you because someone's going to call in 2 minutes, but you just told me the single-handedly most important thing. You said the reason why you're so vocal, that is literally your destiny. You have to be extremely vocal about these social issues. That's the North Node in the third, because you're going to awaken people to stuff they didn't even think of or are conscious of. And this is the most important part about you, especially with the South Node. You're taking that individuality of character and what you see, and that's what you're breaking down to really communicate. So thank you for sharing all of that. I think that was very profound. Even knowing that Uranus is in the fourth of hidden house, which can kind of speak to the Scorpio hidden wisdom that constitutes what you bring out in the healing. So I'll definitely take that with me. And I'll be mindful too of how I may broadcast certain things I shouldn't, if I ever come into this wisdom. But other than that, I'm going to send you this recording. I really wish we had a bit more time to speak, but I'm so glad we were able to do this.
well, if you want to do a live sometime, I would love to, and we can talk.
I can
Like,
invite you on for a peace talk.
yeah, let's do it.
That'll be awesome. Okay, well, I'll just shoot you an email when we can schedule a time. But you stay blessed as
Beautiful.
always, and I'm gonna send you this right now.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day.